The Atlanta Falcons travel to Minnesota this week to face the Vikings. The Falcons a 3-point favorite on BETDAQ. 47 is the total in this game. Now every week we see a game or two on the slate that just feels kind of suspicious, feels too easy. Frequently the public is heavy on one side. This game, this Atlanta-Minnesota game, is this week's example. The Falcons, the most popular public bet of the week out in Las Vegas, and it's easy to see why. I mean, it's tough to make a case for the Vikings here. Atlanta leads the NFL in both total offense, meaning yards per game, and points scored. Minnesota, meanwhile, 29th in total offense. Only Tampa Bay, Oakland, and Jacksonville are worse than the Vikings on offense this season. They're only averaging 16.7 points per game. Starting a rookie quarterback this week, Teddy Bridgewater. Their best offensive player, Adrian Peterson, suspended indefinitely. I mean, what is there to like about the Vikings in this situation? To tell you the truth, I'm not really sure. They do have a better defense than people realize. Minnesota 10th in the league in total defense right now, holding opponents just below 20 points per game. But still, is that defense good enough to contain this Atlanta offense that is averaging 34.7 points per game this season? I know the Falcons are weak on the offensive line, so I guess that's where the hope lies there. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan or better, is that the Vikings will be able to get after Matt Ryan, make life miserable for him, just like the Cincinnati Bengals were able to in Week 2. But the Vikings are not the Bengals defensively. And even though they have 7 sacks this season, not one of the better pass rushes in the NFL. So, listen, I'm just not sure the Vikings are going to be able to apply the necessary heat on Matt Ryan to get him off his game, so to speak, like the Bengals were again in Week 2. If you saw that game, you saw just how discombobulated Ryan and this Falcons offense was. But again, I just don't think Minnesota is going to be able to do that to them. So I do lean towards Atlanta in this game. I recognize the Falcons have been struggling on defense. But again, Minnesota has been so bad on offense. And I just don't know how they're going to contain Matt Ryan and this Falcons offense all game. So I like Atlanta -3 here, but I tell you what, again, this is a very suspicious game. The Falcons, a very, very popular public bet. So even though a Falcons bet makes a lot of sense and you can talk through it logically, feels kind of scary to me.